Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of the prototype of Tanares Expeditions, an upcoming roguelite-ish short campaign dungeon crawler. And as always, no disclaimer for our crowdfunding coverage. We just want to help you make an informed decision, and we accept no compensation. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So in Tanares Expedition, you are playing a party of 4 characters. I'm sure there'll be choices in the actual game, but here I only have 4 to choose from. But you're always going to have one of each type. You've got strikers, who are kind of like your damage-dealing rogues. You've got tanks, who are tanks, taking damage for the team. You've got controllers, who tend to do range damage and area of effect and apply status effects. And you've got healers, so we've got one of each in the party. And the overall makeup of this game is that you're going on quests, and while, as I understand it, there is some narrative, like exploration sort of elements of the game, it's mainly focused on what they send in the prototype, which are these 4-part quests. You'll do 4 encounters in a quest with sort of a changing book as you advance, like in this one you're going to the right, and often you'll have multiple encounters on the same page, so like this page we're going to play on first, we'll have encounter 1 and 2, then we'll go to a new page for encounter 3 and 4. And the enemies are getting stronger, you're very quickly leveling up. But besides that, this is a somewhat typical dungeon crawler. You'll have an initiative track, you'll have player turns and enemy turns. On player turns, you can move and do an action. There's some cool stuff going on with it, but it's a pretty straightforward system. So let's just jump in. I'll kind of start setting things up and show you how it all works. So first, we've got a little bit of narrative. As I understand it, there will probably be more in the actual quest book to lead into it, but here's what we got. Crumbs squinting through his telescope.
Ahoy, captains! In just 5 minutes we'll be dropping anchor at the infamous Blink Isle. Don't let those palm trees and soft sands fool you. This so-called paradise has a wicked mind of its own. It disappears and reappears as it pleases. I once knew a lad who swore he was stranded there for 2 years, but only a day passed in the Central Sea. Strange place, this isle. Anything could happen here.
I feel the same when you tell your stories, Crumbs.
Ha! Maybe so, but listen up. Time's short. Your mission is to save Captain Liana and get out fast. I can already see enemy ships closing in. When you disembark, watch your step. There's something slippery about that sand. It's like standing on a mermaid's tail. Worse yet, those dogs have rigged the place with spikes. But here's the fun part. Use their own traps against them. There's nothing sweeter than watching a pirate fall on his own spikes. Show them why you rule these waters, captains.
All right, so let's talk through some details as we get stuff ready. So first of all, you see the quest villains. Now, this is a misprint. It says spiders, but it's actually skeletons. So I take 2 copies of each type of enemy, and I'm going to shuffle these up. And generally speaking, you're going to use 3 enemy cards per encounter, and you can get 2 of the same type or 3 different ones. So we'll get to that in a second. But then we have some quest details. It says the curse piece, which will persist in all encounters. So encounters will have like unique rules just for that one part of the quest, but then things that follow the entire quest. In this case, we have a cursed piece of 8, a cursed gold coin that's doing bad stuff to us. We're going to choose, oh, it's a crystal, never mind. Choose one hero to carry the cursed crystal. It deals 4 damage at the start of that hero's turn. The hero may pay 3 hit points to reroll a die, and the hero may interact with another hero to transfer it. Interacting is spending some of your movement points during your turn. So I'm going to have my tank, Captain Krog, start out with the crystal. He has the most hit points, and one of his abilities lets him heal more quickly, so it seems to be a natural fit. Then we got some other things for the first encounter. It says, challenge 2 enemies die inside the spikes deadly terrains. You'll see in a moment that you have these spikes on the board, and if 2 of the 3 enemies in the encounter die there, we're going to complete the challenge. So challenges are a little like side goals in a mission. If you don't complete a challenge when you finish an encounter, each of your characters gets a single coin, and coins are both used to upgrade your abilities during a mission, because again, this is very like roguelike-ish, and you kind of upgrade a bunch during the course of a mission, and then you kind of revert back before the next one. But also, if you get 5 gold coins, you're going to unlock a super one-use ultimate attack. But if you complete the challenge, you get 2 coins per character. So 1 if you don't complete it, 2 if you do. And you only have 3 encounters to level up and get as many coins as you can before the 4th encounter. So if you want to get your ultimate and get those 5 coins, usually you got to try to complete as many of these challenges as possible. Okay, we put the heroes in the starting area. I have my striker and my tank in the front and my magic users in the back. We're going to place the villains after we determine who they are, and we got the special rule, red sand, slippery ground. Whenever a hero or villain is hit while in the red sand, all spaces and coordinates 1 through 8, so basically the entire board that we'll be in for right now, the attacker may move one its target. So we're going to be able to push each other along the stand and try to get each other into those spikes to do the damage and maybe complete the challenge. The enemies will be doing the same thing to us. Now let's talk through our heroes. Each of them can be a full character or what's called a comrade. That simplifies things a little bit. I am running this time with 2 full characters and 2 comrades to kind of show you a bit of both. So each character is going to have 2 basic main attacks. As you play through quests in the course of a short campaign, you'll be leveling up these main attacks. But right now we just have the basic ones. And on your turn, you can move and you can use 1 attack. That's basically what your whole turn tends to be. And attack cards have similar characteristics. So here, Healing Water for Captain Marine. So the range is here, how many enemies it targets. What happens if it hits? Basically, you're rolling a d20 trying to equal or exceed the target's defense value. The effect if it hits, and what happens if it doesn't hit. So here she's doing 3 damage either way, but if she succeeds at the attack, she'll also heal a hero for 3. And then each character has 2 regular attacks and an ultimate attack. This is a 1-use thing for the entire quest. And like I said, when they get 5 coins, they get another ultimate attack that is also single use. Characters also have a passive power and some stats, starting and max health, their defense, how hard they are to hit, how much movement they get each turn. So remember, you can move and do an attack, or attack and then move. You have to finish one before you do the other. And this is how much damage they do on a reaction attack when somebody tries to move away from them or do a range attack while next to them. It's 3 for everybody except for my controller. Each character also has a passive power for Captain Marine. It's Hope. If she is in range 1 of an ally when she attacks, she can heal that ally for 2. Now, for full characters, you also get improvement cards. These are keyed to your class, not the individual character. So like all the healers will share the same cards. They suggest that you start with the improved passive power on this first quest. So it says my passive power heals +2. So if I attack when I'm within 1 range of an ally, I can heal them for 4 instead of 2. You can put the coins you earn from challenges and such on these cards to boost their power. So if I lock 2 coins on here, then I would heal +3 instead of +2. Now, locking the coins there does not take them out of the calculation of your inventory, so you can still get 5 to flip your ultimate even if they're on cards. So full characters start with 1 improvement. Then, at the beginning of the quest, they get to draw 3 cards and pick another one. So I've got Battle Inspiration. I can tap it once per turn, and you untap them at the start of your turn to give an ally +2 to an attack roll, and I can see if they would miss and then make them hit. This one would give an ally an empowered token, which lets them do +2 damage. And this would give me 5 max hit points and heal me to 5. So I'd basically be at 35 instead of 30. I'm going to do it for the attack roll one. That seems pretty dang good. And the rest of these get discarded. Now, at the start of each encounter, I'm going to get another one of these cards. So by the time we're fighting the boss in encounter 4, I'm going to have 5 of them, which is what really makes the full characters a bit more complicated. Whereas comrades, just to show you Mavras, they have 1 of 3 comrade cards, which just give you set upgrades for each encounter. So it's a lot easier to keep track of. If you get coins, you can just put them on here to make your attacks deal more damage, and that's basically it. So for Mavra, who has a bunch of area of effect attacks, I picked Destruction Bringer. Your area of effect attacks affect only enemies. So just make it a lot easier for me to bomb the battlefield without worrying about my friends. Captain Dora, my striker, my sort of rogue. He's my other full character. He does extra damage when an ally is adjacent to his target, so kind of like flanking and stuff. And he's also got to pick his thing. So let's see. Heart Strike. Critical hits deal +8 damage instead of +3. A critical is when you roll a natural 20, although there are other skills that make that easier to roll, but I don't have them yet. Once per turn, Swift Navigator. On any hero's turn, you and another hero move to. It's pretty dang good. And then Precision +2 to attack rolls. That's also really good. I think I'm going to go for the Swift Navigator. It seems like that has more utility. And also, since he wants to have allies next to his targets, and you can also get flanking bonuses in the game, probably smart to have like some more movement options. All right, quickly going through the other characters. Captain Krog has 35 life. That's why I gave him that Cursed Crystal. He gets +2 damage if there's 2 villains next to him. So if he kind of runs forward and gets attacked, then he is better as well. And I gave him the Comrade card Indomitable Defender. So he gets +2 to heals targeting him. So between him and the healer, he should be able to stay in tip-top shape. Then he'll get a bonus to attack rolls, hit points, and healing. And he'll heal himself as well. Oh, man. And actually, it's heal 3, which will be heal 5. So when an enemy misses him... Oh, and wow, this is even better than I thought. When an enemy misses him, instead of him taking like the automatic R damage, like the sort of consolation prize damage, he'll heal himself for 5. That's insane. I definitely like that one. And then just to show you Mavra, she gets a bonus for targets being farther away from her. And like I said, she is going to not worry about AoE attacks. Okay, let's finish setup and get to the actual game. So I'm going to shuffle all the enemy cards and draw 3. And I'm going to place them, the board shows, in these little spots with skulls. So the first enemy is a red sentinel. He's a tanky guy with 25 life, so he'll go right there. And you track everybody's life total on a board like this. So there we go. Notice that the circular base matches the circle token. Okay, and then next, is the blue sentinel, okay. And he goes right here on the 2. It's annoying that both our first flips are the most healthy enemies in the deck. And our last one is a skeleton with 20 life. And he's going right there. And he's blue. And in the final version, I think they're going to have hexagonal bases for half the enemies and circular bases for the others. And the key thing is you can only have 2 red and 2 blue in a given encounter. So if I had drawn like 3 blue cards in a row, I would have discarded the 3rd blue card and drawn a red card instead. All right, but here they are with 20. And then we're going to set up initiative. We're going to take our 4 action cards. They're 3 ones. And we're just going to shuffle them up and lay them out to set the order for the whole encounter. So we got the skeleton, Mavra, red sentinel, healer, blue sentinel, captain. Okay, that's not great. And this Sea Curse deck goes before the first enemy, although they did tell me that they're potentially changing this, but for now we're going to see that. So here it doesn't matter because it's going before anybody would take a turn anyway. But like, let's say it was like this, it would still be in front of the first enemy. And this is going to determine their targeting priority for the turn and also have like an event for us. It's usually negative. So yeah, let's jump right into it and I'll just kind of explain turns and powers as we go. So we have our first Sea Curse. And it says humility. Heroes can apply only 1 improvement card this round. So Captain Marine and Captain Doro can't benefit from both of theirs. And it says that red enemies are going to prioritize the farthest target they can reach, although they still want to actually be able to move and hit somebody. And blue is going to prioritize the closest. All right, which means that the skeleton is going to attack. And we identify his favored target. Here he is. So when it's equidistant, you get to choose. And yeah, normally I would want him to target the tank, but I can see if the blue sentinel targets Captain Krog, he's going to throw into some spikes. You'll see how this all works in a second. So yeah, we're going to say his preferred target is Captain Marine instead. I feel like it should be like Marianne, but whatever. So now he's going to spend as few movement points out of his 5 as possible to get next to her. So there. And diagonal movement is equivalent to orthogonal movement. But the key thing is you can't cut the corners with like walls and blocking terrain. There is none of that in this initial part of the map, so that doesn't really matter. And then he is going to attack. If he hits, he's going to deal 7 damage plus an effect, which says if the target had 16 hit points or more when attacked, deal plus 3 damage. So he's going to do 10 damage because she has 30 hit points right now. If he misses, he's only going to do 3 damage. And also if he hits because of the red sand, he's going to be able to push her 1 space toward the spikes. All right, her defense is 7. We have no skills to boost it, and he gets a 19. Wow, almost a crit, which would have done plus 3 damage. So she's down 10 in a single blow. Ouch. And then he wants to move her 1 as close to the spikes as he can, which in this case is just like that. That's because of, again, the hit from the red sand ability. Okay, so now Captain Mavra is up. Like I said, she gets a bonus attacking people that are farther away. She can do AoE attacks without targeting her friends. And let's look at her 2 main options because we're clearly not going to use her ultimate right off the bat. So Tentacles targets up to 5 squares away, hits for 5 damage or misses for 4. And if it hits, I can place the target in the last position of the initiative track. So I could slow them down before they mess with us. Or Planar Blast. This one hits a 3x3 area within 5 squares. And importantly, unlike a lot of games, it doesn't mean just like the center of the 3x3 area needs to be within 5 squares. Only squares that are within 5 will be hit, even if they would be within the 3x3. Here, the diagram will kind of explain a bit more. See, so like that guy is like at the max distance, and none of those red squares would be eligible, even though they're within the area of effect. That one does 3 damage per hit. One of the targets is weakened, which means they get a -2 damage token for their next attack. And if you hit 2 or more targets, you can swap places for 2 of them. If I miss, I do 4. So yeah, clearly she's going to do Tentacles. So to get her damage bonus, she could attack red or blue. They're both 4 away. Let's go for blue, because I think he's going to be more annoying. And the red guy is just about to activate, but then we can hit him a bunch. So yeah, we're going to do blue. And he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5 spaces away. And you do need line of sight. It's corner to corner in this game, but competence do not block it. So like figures do not, only blocking terrain and stuff. So again, it's not going to matter at all really for this part of the mission. All right, Sentinels have 7 defense. So let's see how she does. Another 19, what the heck? So she would normally do 5, but because of her bonus, she's adding 2 damage to that and doing 7. So he's down to 18. And she gets to move him 1. Let's push him toward the spikes. And finally, because she hits, she gets to send his initiative card to the back. Take that. But the red sentinel is up with 5 movement. And I actually want him to be next to Captain Doro so that we can do like a flanking bonus attack here in a second. Oh, wait, he's targeting farthest. Hold on. I forgot that red, we're doing something different. So he's moving 5 or up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or no, I guess that's 4. Now, importantly, there are sort of opportunity attacks in this game. If you're next to somebody and then move to another square or away from them, they get to do a potential attack on you. Or, like I said, if you do a range attack while you're next to somebody, you get to do it. And the enemies do always want to get to their target using the least movement possible. But they will take a safer path if it is equally short. So they will like let you get opportunity attacks or walk through bad terrain if they have to take the shortest path. But here he's got 5 movement. And he's going to go 1, not going on dangerous terrain. 2, 3, 4. That gets him. Oh no, I guess 5, 4, 5. Oh no, that's not an enemy. So yeah, so that's the closest target he can get to that fulfills his farthest away thing. He could not get next to her with her movement, even though she's farther away, so he doesn't pay attention to it. And sorry, I'm going into more detail than I will for the rest of this. Okay, then he's going to roll against Captain Krog's 8 defense. If he hits, he's doing 8 damage, moving him 1, and then another one from the red sand ability, and the enemy will take +2 damage from spikes this turn. So if he hits, he's going to throw him 1, 2, and instead of 1 damage, Krog's going to take 3. So it's going to be 11 damage if he hits, and only 3 if he misses. And again, we got 8 defense, so miss would be beautiful. Hey, that's great. So it was a 5. So Krog still takes the automatic 3 damage, but none of the other effects happen, which means he's down to 32. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot that Captain Maverick could have moved. So she has 4 movement, but there's a few different things you can do. You can just move 1 square at a time for 1 move. You can interact for 2 movement, like if Captain Krog wanted to pass that cursed crystal to somebody else. You can spend all of your movement stats, so 4, to take a single sidestep move, which is basically a move that won't trigger those reactions. Or you can spend 4 move to focus. You can only do that if no enemies are at 3 range or closer to you. And if you do that and then do a range attack, you decrease their defense by 2. So basically, if you're far away from everybody and you can get a range attack off, you can spend 4 movement to give yourself a bonus. Okay, next up is our healer, then the tank, then the striker. And she, unfortunately, is not going to be able to get away from the skeleton, so he's going to get to do a reaction attack to her when she does a ranged attack, all of which is a bummer. So she can only use 1 of her things this turn. I think I'm going to have her use her improved passive power to heal +2. And, I'm realizing her power doesn't say she has to heal the one who's within 1 of her. It just says if any ally is within 1 of her, I guess she feels hope, and that gives her the power to heal. Because I'm probably going to have her heal herself. She took 10 damage. It doesn't say that. Oh, actually, I think ally might mean it can't be you. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, she can just heal Captain Krog instead. When actually that being the case, never mind. Let's say that she's going to have her attack bonus 1 active because she can heal him for 2 regardless. And she's got Holy Water, which I showed you, which lets her heal somebody. Oh, that's heal a hero. Okay, so she could heal herself with that. So, yeah, I'm still going to have Battle Inspiration. So, yeah, that would let her, if she hits, do 3 damage and heal a hero. Blessing of the Sea will do 4 damage if she hits. Both have 5 range. But an ally can gain a Protected token or a Toughened token. Protected gives you +2 defense against the next attack, and Toughened means you take -2 attack from the next attack. And then she can also move another enemy. So not this enemy, but a different one. Yeah, unfortunately, she's probably about to get a reaction attack, so I'm going to do Healing Water first, I guess. Because then she can push the dude away with the red sand ability if she hits, and then move on her own. All right, so she's attacking the skeleton. But first, he gets to attack her for just a basic 3 damage reaction. She's got 7 defense. He hits, so that's 3 more damage. And then she's healing, watering him. Now, there is flanking in the game, and actually I just realized that Captain Krog was flanked, because it's when you're both next to the same person, but you're not next to each other. So here, like, this guy's not flanked, and this guy's not flanked because they're all next to each other. When you are flanked, you get a +2 to your attack, or they get -2 to their defense, which I think the guy rolled a 5 against Krog, and he has 8 defense, so he still wouldn't have been hit. But yeah, okay, anyway, so we're doing a Healing Rain. Skeleton. Should we do the Skeleton or the Sentinel? I feel like maybe we could hit the Sentinel more. Yeah, actually, let's have her do the Sentinel instead. So he's got 7 defense. She hits, so only doing 3 damage to him, but she can push him. Although, actually, now I realize I don't really want to, do I? I should have attacked the Skeleton. Well, that's okay. Because, yeah, if I pushed him, I'm going to have Captain Doro take a sidestep, and then he can be flanking this guy, which would not be the case if she moved him away. So she won't use the red sand, but she does get to heal 2 Captain Krog, our tank, and she gets to heal 3 any hero, which will be herself. Which just gets her back to 20, and Krog to almost full. And yeah, she still has her battle inspiration. And, she might as well use all 4 of her movement to do a move like that, I guess, to put the guy in flanking position at least. That's a sidestep, so she doesn't get a full reaction attack. Our Captain Krog is, remember, he gets +2 damage if 2 or more enemies are within 1 of him, which is the case right now. Oh, he gets +2 to all heals on him. Duh, so he actually is fully healed. But he is taking 4 damage at the start of his turn, so he's right back down to 31 from the Cursed Crystal. But that's okay. He can take it. All right, so he doesn't need to move yet. What's he got? He's got regeneration. So if he hits, he deals 4 damage, and he heals himself for 2, which would be 4. Holy crud. That Indomitable Defender is kind of crazy. Or bone armor, he does 4 damage. He can move the target twice, which would get them maybe onto the spikes, and then we can pursue the challenge. And he gains a protected token, which is +2 defense against the next attack against him. So that's actually a tough one. I think I want to throw the guy into the spikes and try to get the extra coins from the challenge. So I'm going to have him target the Skeleton here, even though he's not hurt yet. I'm definitely spreading my attacks too thin. Skeleton has 6 defense, but he's -2 because we're flanking him. So I only need a 4 to hit. That'll do it. So we're doing 4 damage, +2 because he's within 1 range of 2 enemies. So that's 6 to the Skeleton. Then he's moving him 2. Let's go 1, 2 there. So that'll do another damage. Finally, he's getting a protected token. This he has to use on the next attack against him, like whether it would matter or not. That's how all these bonus tokens work. But he'll count as having 10 defense against the next attack instead of 8. All right, finally we have Captain Doro before the blue Sentinel goes. Oh, wait, no. I gotta stop forgetting movement. So Captain Krog could move up to 5. Let's have him just sides. Oh, no, this is him. Oh, crud, that's him? Okay. Let's say that he sidestepped to there. And then I think everything I did would have applied. Oh, man, did I even have the right people getting attacked? Well, whatever. It'll be fine. I just got to pay attention to the colors. Oh, but that does kind of suck, because that means Captain Doro cannot get into flanking, although he will still benefit from having an ally within 1 for his bonus damage. So yeah, let's keep his improved passive power to do +4 damage, and he can do Heart Strike. That gives him a 2 range instead of 1. He can give himself up to -4 to the roll, and then it does 6 damage plus however much he gave him. So he could make it even 10 damage if he takes a -4 penalty to the roll. And Break Armor only has 1 range. He can move up to 2 before he does his attack. Ooh, wait, I forgot. Moves from any effect except from an actual move action do not trigger opportunity attacks, so I can totally get flanking. So yeah, let's do Break Armor. I give him an exposed token, which means he'll be easier to hit next time. His defense will be lower. Oh, and I can move him. That's all cool. So yeah, before my move action, let's use Break Armor to move 2, and then, well, wait, do I want to be there? Well, I guess either way, they can throw me into spikes. But yeah, I'm going to move 2 to there. I'm going to try to attack. Sentinels have 7 defense, but I've got him flanked, so I need a 5. That'll do it. I'm doing 5 damage, +2 more from his bonus. That's because he's got another ally within 1, and because of his improvements. So that's 9 damage, and the guy's exposed. And we can move him 1 for the sand, 1 for the power. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's maybe throw him up there for now. Sure. But he took 9 damage, so he's at 13, just like the Skeleton. Yeah, we really got to focus our fire a bit better. And then I think for Captain Doro's actual movement, let's go here so that if one of the guys attacks him, he's not within 2 of the spikes, I guess. Okay, finally the blue Sentinel's going, and he wants closest, which is definitely going to be this guy. So let's go 1, 2, 3, I guess. So he's attacking Captain Krog, and he needs a 10 because of Krog's bonus. And we got a 4. Awesome. So that's another miss. So he just does 3 damage. But again, this bonus token goes away, even though it was not technically needed to stop the guy's attack. All right, that's one round. The timer, at least in this mission, is mainly the gem doing 4 damage each time. Oh, and also, I forgot, these sea curses will often be a timer because some of the ones in here will be like, hey, when you flip this, if there are X number of sea curses, everyone takes a crap ton of damage. So you really want to like try to win as quickly as you can. All right, so let's see what we get before the skeleton. Heroes cannot heal. Give me a break. Oh, God, and all blue enemies are going to prioritize the healer? What the heck, man? This is not good. This is not good at all. But just because I feel like it might be pertinent, unfortunately, if a hero dies or gets defeated, then at the start of their next turn, you got to use one of your 2 first aid tokens to heal them back to 15, and they still get to take their turn normally, so there's no elimination. But if you're defeated when you run out of first aid tokens, if it comes back around to your turn, when you would need to use first aid and your party hasn't won yet, then you lose. But yeah, anyway, skeletons going after the healer. And isn't it a lovely thing? We could have him go here or here. You know, I guess I'd rather have him go here because that way maybe Krog can get his bonus damage from being next to 2 enemies. She's got 7 defense. Come on, miss. Gosh darn it. Oh, man, that's right. She has 16 hit points or more. He does plus 3 damage. And she does. So, oh, my gosh, she's down to 10. And he throws her toward the spikes. Oh, man. Then the blue sentinel is going to go after her too, and she'll really be in trouble. But we've got a second before that happens. Let's go to Captain Mavra. All right, so let's see. I want her to do her planar blast and hit both of them, but she needs to be 4 squares or more away to get her plus 2 damage. So let's have her move 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 to be able to get that guy. Oh, and wait, are they both in range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so they both can be in range. Normally this would also hit some other people, but her Destruction Bringer helps with that. So she's going to do 3 damage per hit. It is separate rolls for each target when you have a multi-target attack. And you only get your auto miss damage against 1 target if you miss everybody. So like if she hits the sentinel but misses the skeleton, she doesn't get to benefit from her miss damage. All right, so the red sentinel has the negative defense thing. So blue is still a 7. Barely hits. Yay. And the skeleton is a 6. Easy hit. So that is 3 to each of them. Oh, and she can apply plus 2 to one of them. Let's try to kill the blue sentinel before we attack. So I'll do the extra 2 damage to him. And I get to weaken one of the targets. Again, I think I'm going to try to straight up kill the blue sentinel. So let's weaken the skeleton. He'll do minus 2 damage on his next attack. All right, red sentinel is next. And he's going after the closest, which is clearly going to be our striker, who's got only 6 defense. That's a hit. This is the first time he's been hurt. So he's going to do 8 damage. He's going to move him 2 toward the nearest spikes. When enemies are forcing your movement, they can push you through other enemies. And when allies are forcing your movement, you can push them through other allies. So it kind of follows the same movement rules you have. You can move through people on your side, but not on other people's side. So I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, he's going to push him up towards that guy. All right, but now we get 3 actions in a row to try to murder blue before he gets a turn. All right, so Marina's first. Let's have her sidestep to here, so she's farther away from the spikes and also not taking a reaction attack. That uses up all of her movement. She can't heal anyway, so we're not going to worry about her healing thing. So she's going to use Blessing of the Sea, doing 4 damage. If she hits, she'll give an ally a protected or toughened token, and she can move a different enemy, and she's going to attack the blue guy we're trying to finish off. Then she can throw the skeleton to the spikes. So he's got 7 defense. Nice. He's the circular one, so she's getting him down to 9. And she's going to toughen the tank, so he'll take 2 less damage on the next attack. Then she can move a different enemy, so the skeleton is down to 9 life as well. All right, now it's Captain Krog. The crystal takes him down to 24. He might need to hand that thing off soon. And he has 5 movement, but let's just sidestep so we can get his plus 2 damage for being adjacent to multiple enemies. And I was going to have him do the regeneration one, but I guess he'll do bone armor because he can't heal this turn. So he's going to hit somebody for 4, and it's actually 6 if he hits because he's within 1 range of 2 people. Yeah, clearly he'll target the guy who hasn't attacked yet. So he needs a 7. 17 works. All right, so that's 6 damage, which is great because now if I can get the striker next to him, any amount of damage will finish him off. Oh, and he can move the target twice with the power and then 1 more with the sand. So sure, with the hay, he'll just throw him all the way up there. Then he gives himself a protected marker, so he's going to be harder to hit on the next attack and also take less damage. All right, and Doro, I just realized maybe that's supposed to be a joke like on Zorro. Go ahead and kill that guy. Definitely going to use Break Armor, where you can move 2. And yeah, again, corners of competence don't stop you, so I'm going to go like that. And then I'll have free reign for my 5 move. Oh, and I still got Swift Navigator to move 2 people 2 spaces. All right, let's try to kill the guy. Again, it doesn't matter. I did hit, but I would have done 3 damage anyway, and he would be dead. So yay! Unfortunately, you kill him before he gets moved, so I can't count him as having been in the spikes for the challenge. Okay, I've got 5 movement, and then I could move somebody too, although I don't think that's really necessary. Let's just make sure I'm not within 2 of any of the spikes, and honestly, I think that's good enough for me. All right, we're back to the skeleton, and now all heroes gain a vulnerable token, which means they take +2 damage from enemy attacks. All right, and blue's going for the farther this time. Interesting. Ooh, and actually good for us, because Captain Krog's going to get a free reaction against them. So they have 5 move. Who's the farthest they can reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that'll be it. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can only take 1 reaction attack per turn or per move. So it doesn't really matter that they're ran by both of them. They each only have 3 damage for their attack. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's say that Krog did it, and he does hit. So that's 3 damage to the skeleton. He's only got 6 life left. Still pretty far away from the spikes, though, if we want to try to get him there for the challenge. Okay, and then he's going to attack Captain Mavra, who has not been hurt yet, which is probably kind of a good thing. He will hit for 10 damage if he gets her. Oh, no, 12 because she's got the vulnerable. Oh, no, 10 because he's got -2 to his hit. All right, so he needs a 6 or higher. Whoa! Yay! Now, she does still take 3 damage, and importantly, tokens and modifiers never impact that R damage, that like automatic damage, which means that the tokens also don't go away. So she keeps her vulnerable, he keeps his -2 hit, and she goes down to 25. And that was pretty awesome. Fortunately, a red guy still has to go, and he's got a decent amount of life left. And Maverick's right next to these guys. I guess she'll use her 4 movement just to sidestep away. Ooh, and then I was going to do like the planar blast on both of them, but I could do tentacles on red and put him to the back of the initiative. That seems way better. Okay, so she's going to target him. And she does only have 4 movement, by the way, so she can't get 1 farther away to get her plus damage bonus for being far. Okay, so she hits. That is 5 damage, getting him to 8. They're both close to death. She'll get him closer to spikes. And really important thing. Oh, I guess he was easier to hit, but not anymore. Not that she needed it. All right, so yeah, we're all going before these guys. We have a decent chance of killing them both before they get another turn. Okay, Marina's next. She's just going to go right there to be next to him, be able to trigger her healing thing. And then she'll do healing water. So she'll do a bunch of healing. Of course, she needs a hit. She's going to attack the Sentinel so she can throw him on the spikes. So she needs a 7. She got it. So far, we haven't needed the Battle Inspiration to increase our attack roll. All right, so that's doing only 3 damage to red, although she's going to push him on the spike, so it's really going to be 4. And then, because she's adjacent to somebody, she can heal an ally for 2, but it's actually 4. Let's certainly make it our crystal carrier and cancel his loss for the turn. Then she gets to heal any hero for 3. Let's make that herself, clearly. Oh, and geez, I forgot. He also gets +2 from every heal, so he's all the way back up to 30. Wow, that's good. All right, next is Captain Krog. And I just want to finish that guy off, I think. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I'm doing regen. Oh, sorry. He lost 4 life from the artifact, but now he's going to do this. And if he hits, he'll heal 4 right back. And he did hit. So it's definitely going to kill this guy. And he's in the spike. So that's 1 out of the 2 we need for the challenge. I'm just going to put a coin here to remind me. And I heal the 4 I just lost from my regeneration. Heck yeah. Oh, and then this is going to work out perfectly for Captain Doro. If he can hit this guy with break armor, he'll do 5 damage and then move the target 1 plus 1 from the hit. We'll get him on the spikes, do the 6 damage and kill him, which means I don't want to have somebody next to the target to give me my damage boost because then I wouldn't get him to the spikes in time. So yeah, we just got to hit. So 1, 2, 3. And Captain Moraine still has her things, but he's got to not roll a 3 or lower. That'll be fine. Okay, so we hit. We do 5 damage. We get 1 move from the effect, 1 move from the sand, 6 damage. Kill this guy and finish out the first encounter. So we start encounter 2 when all enemies are defeated. We'll get to like the actual stuff in a second. But each character gets 2 coins. We do not heal any damage or get rid of any tokens, so too bad about that. Remember, when we get 5 coins, we'll get our ultimate. For my full characters, I again draw 3 and keep 1. So for our healer, if our hit points is above 26, she's pretty far from there still. No. +2 to all attack rolls. Whenever a villain dies, apply 1 empowered token on an ally. Empowered lets you do +2 damage. Does she really need the +2 to attack rolls? I kind of like the empowered. That's basically every time an enemy dies, she just gives somebody +2 damage. So, okay. We'll do Heroic Resolve for her. And she can place these out. That would give somebody +3 to attack instead of +2. She would heal an extra 3, so she would heal 5 with her passive power. That seems, although this is apply 2 empowered tokens instead of 1. So whenever an enemy dies, we would get +4 damage to somebody theoretically. But yeah, I like this healing more because we're pretty hurt. Okay, as for Dora, we've got Blood Price. I can tap it and pay 2 hit points to deal 3 damage to an enemy on anybody's turn. Oh, on any turn, like even an enemy's turn. Okay, that's pretty cool. Desperate Assault. +3 damage when hit points is below 13. That's still pretty far away. And Advanced Attack. Ooh, +3 damage when flanking. That's the one. We've been able to flank pretty consistently, especially with his Swift Navigator. That's a good combo. And, I mean, all of these are good. Both move 3 from Swift Navigator is pretty awesome. But I think more consistent damage is better. Or maybe, actually, I'm going to do the Navigator one. And then remember, for them, it's very simple. So now she gets +3 to attack rolls. In fact, it looks like everybody gets that. So they just attack and hit more often. And every pair of coins just gives them +1 damage. So they are both +3 attack, +1 damage. A lot easier to keep track of than your regular powers. All right, let's get to the quick little flavor text and the setup for Encounter 2. The red sand no longer applies, but we are going to have an arcane cannon shooting at us.
All right, here we go, going into Encounter 2, and I'm actually recording this like 2 or 3 days later, so I'm sure it's all different. Let's read the text. Crumbs.
But don't get comfortable just yet. I tried to throw their enemy ships off course.
Oh, wait, that's the pirate guy, not the parrot.
But they ain't buying it.
That's not a pirate.
They set up their arcane cannons, and they got you locked in their sights. Stay sharp. Those cannonballs will leave more than a scratch, and reinforcements are landing as we speak. Now's your chance. Turn the tables and let them taste their own firepower. Knock them out with their own explosions, and they'll think twice before crossing us again.
Okay, so this time my challenge, you get 2 coins instead of 1, is to kill 2 enemies with cannon damage. You'll see how that works in a second. We're going to place villains on a new spawn point that changes for each encounter. And it says the first one placed will be an elite, which means they're going to get boosted, let me grab them, by one of these elite cards, which will give different stats based on whether they are a red or a blue villain. We're also going to place a chest that we can open. We can interact with that using 2 movement points, and we'll get some chest cards that are mostly helpful. They're all traps. And the arcane cannon. At the end of each round, the ship will fire 2 shots targeting 2 different heroes in even numbered coordinates. So if we're in like the 2 or the 4, etc., then prioritizing heroes with no villains adjacent, you can choose the area for the 2x2 as long as it includes the hero target. And each hero can only be targeted by one of the shots. So if we stay on odd spaces, then they won't shoot at all. But if we want to... Oh, and sorry, it does... did I read? What? Oh, 5 damage to all heroes and villains within the area. So if we want to get the challenge, we have to fire off the cannons, at least to like finish off the enemy. And when all the villains are dead, we'll move on to the next encounter, which means actually an entirely new map. All right, so we're going to draw our 3 enemies again, and the first one will be the elite. Okay, so we've got an elite goblin. So he's going to have 25 life. His attacks are going to do 11 damage, jeez, and he's got 6 movement, but he still only has 5 defense. Oh, and I guess I still have to shuffle him to get him in the initiative order, so I'll just keep this to the side, but then put it on the goblin after I get the initiative set. All right, he's over there. Then we've got a blue sentinel and a blue skeleton, and they are right there. Okay, let's shuffle everything up. We definitely have a long way to walk to the right. That's not great. Okay, so we got skeleton, goblin. What the heck, man? Are you serious? All right, all the enemies are first. I mean, I guess that's kind of okay. Now, this time, all of the enemies start out as guards, which means they won't activate at first, but that will be broken if we attack one of them, if we end our move within 2 spaces of one of them, and once we attack a single guard, every guard is activated. So basically, we'll have some free turns to like run over towards them. Oh, I gotta put the treasure chest out. There we go. But yeah, so we have some turns to just run forward, staying on odd spaces, and don't forget, though, that we're still taking 4 damage from the cursed piece, and we're still drawing sea curse cards, which have those cards that can auto-kill you if you get to round 5 or later. So, yep, we got a rush. I'd say we got Captain, Mavra, then Krog, then Doro, then Marine. Now, importantly for this situation, if you don't use a prime action, so you don't make an attack, basically, you can move again. So Captain Mavra can actually move 8 spaces. And the red sand is no longer applicable, like it stops functioning since it didn't have any rules for that in Encounter 2. But yeah, the cursed piece continues for the entire quest. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we don't have enough movement, and we're not within 2 yet because I want to activate the guys until, like, I guess ideally we would want to get 4 activations all at once, and we would kind of want to kill the goblin, right? Maybe if we don't mind taking the time, we kind of do like an end zone around the rocks and like get a 4-person attack on the goblin and try to kill him in one shot since he does so much more damage than the other guys. Oh shoot, I didn't check. That is an even space, so nope, she'll be here then. All right, the next is Krog, and he's got 5 movement. Yeah, actually, her and the healer are the slowest, so we can go up to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is even, but 10's within 2 spaces, so I guess he'll go here. Oh, and actually, I just checked. Going diagonally through dangerous terrain or deadly terrain does still deal the 1 damage, but since both of them had to use 1 less than their full movement, I'm pretty sure I could have made it work without actually taking the damage. And just to mention, you probably could have figured this out on your own, all these circular terrains, these rocks, are difficult terrain, cost 2 movement to move onto it, and you cannot sidestep onto it. The one where you use your full movement to move without taking an opportunity attack, you can't do that onto any terrain except like regular terrain. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. Let's say before Doro takes his turn, he can tap Swift Navigator to have he and another hero move 3, because then it untaps at the start of his turn anyway, so I might as well. So I guess I want to get like her closer. Or no, that's not true. I want to get her probably closer. I think she's going to have the hardest time catching up. And then clearly himself. Okay, so now it's his turn. He can do 10 movement, and he can use Swift Navigator again when he's ready. And actually, let's say that I got him up there. So I'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess. Actually, I'm looking at the diagonal movement thing, and I think I must be interpreting it wrong. Because it also says diagonally moving through difficult terrain costs 2 movement. I think it might actually mean like actually moving through, because it seems a little silly, like if I moved like that past the difficult terrain and clear terrain on the other side, that it would cost 2 movement. I'm not quite sure. But either way, we'll stop there. Planning to crash the party and kill people in a second. Oh, crud, I forgot to draw my sea curse at the start of the turn. Villains gain 1 toughened token, okay. Which is minus 2 damage from attacks. That's going to be annoying, although it'll only be the first one against the goblins. Not that big a deal. Okay, and yeah, she's got 8 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll just be all ready to crash on through. All right, so now we get to the second round. What do we got? Okay, so here's the card I was mentioning, Wrath of the Oceans. There's several of these in the deck. It says if there are 4 other Sea Curse cards revealed, so again, this is only a danger starting in round 5, deal 25 damage to all heroes. So this is like the slightly random, you lose because you took too long card. Oh, shoot. Captain Krog also lost 4 life. I'll do that. He had the most life by a decent margin, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, and when they activate, because if I attack the goblin, all of their turns will have already gone, so this card will have no impact on their actual AI choices. All right, so yeah, we're just going right to Captain Mavra, and now let's lay down the hurt, baby. All right, so she has 4 movement. It costs 2 to interact. I need to get within 5 range of that guy, but not any closer because I want to get her bonus damage. So she can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. And I draw 2 chest cards. So I got Healing Rum and, another Healing Rum, okay. And yeah, for these kind of items, you can use it at any time on your turn, or you can interact with an ally to give them 1 or more of these cards. That, again, is 2 movement, like she just did with the treasure chest. Yeah, she's not that hurt yet, so she's not going to worry about that for now. And yeah, she's going to do her tentacles one for sure, right? Because that'll place him at the last position of initiative, so even if we don't kill him with his 1, 2, 3, 4 combo attack, he will still be after us for next round. Just to remind you, she's got +3 to her attack rolls. The AoE thing doesn't apply here. She's doing +1 damage. And because he's 4 more squares away, she deals +2. So it's +3 damage, so 8 damage total. She has +3 attack, so she needs a 2 or higher. And Marine can give her a bonus, so I think we'll probably hit. Yes, we did. And he's the circular red. Oh, that's right. The Sentinel had the same life as him. So 25 minus 8 is 17. That was a good first strike. Oh, and I didn't comment, but we're all on odd spaces, so there was no cannonball. Although I'd love to set it up so that he gets blown up by a cannonball at the end. Let's see if we can make that happen. All right, Krog is next. He loses 4 life. Ouch. He's down to 22, by the way. Oh, speaking of damage, I forgot the goblin actually took 2 less for his token. Okay, I want Krog and Dora to be able to combo the guy, so let's use Swift Navigator to move them both 3. Again, before Dora's turn happens. So 1, 2, 3 for Krog, and 1, 2, I guess that's it for Doro. Okay, then Krog can move 5 and then attack. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that is an even square. So if Doro gets like right there, then he can get the flanking and not be in range of the blast. And if we can get the goblin to 5 or less life, Krog will get hit. Oh, I don't know if I want Krog to get hit again. Well, we'll just have to make sure that Captain Marine heals him. But yeah, Krog will get hit. The goblin will get blown up. That seems pretty good. All right, so Krog's clearly going to do regeneration. So he's doing 4 damage. He's getting +1 from his coins. He's also got +3 to attack. And he's healing himself 4 if he hits because of his bonus. His Indomitable Defender that gives +2 to heals on him. So he also needs a 2 to hit, and he got it. So that's 5 damage to the goblin, and 4 back to Krog, just to cancel out the cursed piece. All right, now Doro's back, which means Navigator untaps in case we need to do something, like if I don't want Krog to get hit by the cannon. Now, actually, I need to make sure I'm not doing too much damage. So Captain Doro, if he's next to the guy, he's going to get his 2 damage from his character power, his 2 from his improved character power, and then because he's flanking with advanced tactics, it'll be +3 more. That's 7. What's this guy at? 14. Okay, cool. So if I do like my regular, if I do my Heart Strike, that'd be 7 + 6, 13. Perfect. Get him right in line for a big explosion from the cannon. You know, in retrospect, I kind of wish I had used Krog's other attack to move the goblin, because then I could have caught 2 enemies in the blast. But so it goes. So we'll use Heart Strike. It's got 2 range, so then he can move after this. And like I said, he's dealing 6. He's not adding any bonus damage because he didn't want to. Now, he does not have +3 to hit, but he does have... Oh, I didn't actually move him. Oh, no. Oh, crud. If I don't move him, then I won't count as flanking. So let's do that. I guess I'll use Break Armor instead to move 2. So boom, into the difficult terrain. Okay, and then I'll make the goblin exposed. Doesn't matter, and I can move him 1. Doesn't really matter either. But yeah, I have +2 to hit from the flanking, so I just need a 3. Whoa! Hey! Yay, battle inspiration. And she's about to go, so it'll untap. But yeah, so that hit. And that was again... And with Break Armor, that was 5, +2 for my power, +2 for my improved power, +3 for my flanking bonus. Gosh, I can do a lot of damage with this guy now. Oh, and then I guess he can't sidestep with his move, so I'm just going to not have him move. All right, now Marine is up, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So I can attack one of these other guys and start them on the path to death. By the way, I should have said, they clarify that each person only gets 1 turn per round, even if their initiative card moves, which I believe means, even though he was a guard, like he was still piddling around here, and even though he got moved by Captain Mavra, he does not go this turn. I'm pretty sure I'm interpreting that right. Okay, so let's actually have her attack the skeleton, because he has less life and does more damage. I'm definitely going to use Healing Water so she can continue healing herself, and I guess I'll probably heal Krog again as well, since he's about to get blasted by a cannon. So yeah, it's 5 squares, and I can heal 3 if I hit. The skeleton has 6 defense. Hit. So I only do 3 that's not him. I only do 3 damage to the skeleton. Oh, wait, I forgot. Whenever a villain dies... Oh, he hasn't died yet, but I'm about to apply her 1 Empowered to somebody to do extra damage. Oh, and speaking of, the skeleton was tough, so he only took 1 damage. Wow, great attack. But now here's a big thing. She gets to heal any hero for 3, which will be her. And then because she was within 1 of an ally, she gets to heal an ally for 2. But with her improved passive that I boosted with a coin, it's actually 5. And then if I heal Captain Krog with his +2 to all heals, it's actually 7. So that'll put him to 33, 2 off of max. So even when he gets hit by the cannon, and even when he gets stabbed by enemies, and even all of that, he should be doing fine. Okay, and again, the goblin is skipped, and then cannon fire. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, they're both still on odd spaces. Everyone's on an odd space. Wait a sec. Oh, no. Why'd I put him here? Remember, he didn't move at all, and I could have sidestepped to there, because that is a clear space. Okay, so let's say I did that. So I have to include Krog in the explosion, and he only gets hit by 1 cannon. You can't double up, they said, a single hero. But it's a 2x2, so I'll say the goblin gets hit too. So Krog takes 5 damage. And he has like a bunch of defense tokens and stuff on him, but they don't apply to non-enemy attacks. Okay, and the goblin is dead. That's 1 out of 2 cannon kills for the encounter. And Marine gets to empower somebody. Let's make it Captain Mavra, right? Oh, wait, I thought it'd be really good against Mavra because I thought her like area of effect attack could get +2 damage to both, but I just checked. And yeah, I confirmed that for balance, in multi-target attacks, tokens like this only apply to 1 of the targets, so you can't like cheese those tokens specifically for area of effect characters. All right, so Gabo Friend is dead, but we will have some enemies attacking us finally. First, a Sea Curse. Villains gain a protected token. Okay, that's a +2 shield, so it's hard to hit them. And that Sentinel is still taking -2 actual damage. Okay, so there are no reds, so they're just going to target closest. That's easy. So Skeleton's going for closest, which is, definitely going to be her. So 1, 2, 3. She's got 6 defense, and she's taking +2 damage if he hits. So I'm sure he probably... Oh, he didn't. So he just does 3 damage, and the tokens do not apply. That was very lucky. There we go. Okay, now the Sentinel is clearly going to attack Krog. Krogs. Oh, I guess I could just get rid of these, right? They sort of cancel each other out. So he's got 10 defense. Okay, Sentinel. Whoa! I don't think it was like a critical miss, but that was great. So he's only doing 3 damage as well. But in this case, the token does go away since it was used in the attack roll, even though it didn't become necessary. All right, well, that was the best turn ever. Let's mop these guys up and try to cannon at least one of them. Okay, so Mavra's up first. She can't get to where her bonus will apply unless she's Swift Navigator, so let's do that. So I can move her up to 3. Remember, this is not a move action, so opportunity attacks don't apply. So here, let's just go send her up here. So she is at least 4 away for the bonus attack. And then I can move him, I guess like 1, 2, 3, right? So then he's ready to flank with Krog, although now he and Krog are both on even spaces, so we probably want to do something about that. And I guess Mavra will Tentacle again. She could do either of them, but let's keep focusing on the Skeleton. So she's got +3 attack. He's got 6 defense. Barely hit. And after all, modify... Oh, crud. Hold on. I forgot he had that. So a 4 + 3 is a 7. He would be an 8. Okay, so we are going to have to use Battle Inspiration to hit. That's fine. We'll get it back pretty soon. All right, so she's doing base 5 +2 from her power, 1 from her coins. So that's 8. So this guy's down to 11, much better. Oh, and I forgot she's the one that I empowered. So actually, she's down to 9. Wow. So one more hit, and he'll be cannonable. Is that a word? Cannonable? All right, but Krog is first. He's not getting his bonus damage. He's taken 4, but clearly I'm going to use Regeneration again because it's crazy for him. And he'll attack this guy with the flanking bonus. So the Sentinel has 7 defense, boosted to 9, but he's got 2 from flanking, so it's a 7 again. And he's got +3. Oh, never mind. We're fine. And I'm doing 5 normally, -2, because it's actually the first time that guy's been attacked, down to 22. But I heal myself back to 28. And now what do I want to do with Krog? Well, let's see. I think if I do like a max attack with Doro on the Sentinel, he'll be at 5 life or less, but Captain Marine can't quite get the Skeleton there, and besides, I don't want to like have us both hit by cannons. So here, let's use Swift Navigator to move 3, and I want to set up the Skeleton, I think. So let's go like 1, 2, 3, and then let's go like 1, 2, 3, I guess, with Krog. Kimendoro will sidestep to be here, so he's actually getting the flanking. And that means... Oh, wait, none of them are even? Oh, I guess he doesn't need the flank. Actually, he might be doing too much damage, I realize. Well, you know what? We just won't do the cannon this turn, right? Let's just kill the Skeleton and then, like, slow play, and we'll take down the final Sentinel with the cannon. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do Heart Strike, which will, like, way more than murder this guy. I'm not going to take away anything from the roll. I've got +2 to hit, so I need a 4. Okay, got it. And yeah, he only had 9 life, so he's super dead. And Marine gets to give a bonus attack token. I don't know. Unfortunately, she can't give it to herself. Let's give it to Krog. And speaking of Marine, oh, you know what? I forgot I could have actually had her focus because no enemy is within 3. I'll have Marine do it, so she's going to spend all 4 of her movement to focus, which basically means she gets a +2 to attack, kind of like flanking at range. And of course, she's doing Healing Water. The Blessing of the Sea one just isn't as interesting when we're all getting hurt. And that's definitely a hit. Only for 3 damage. But she can heal any hero 3. Yes, still her. I really need to get Captain Mavra to give her a healing rum. That would be good. And then she can heal... let's do the Krog train again, right? It's just so crazy how much he gets. It'd be 5, 7. Oh, wow. It'd actually be at max. Maybe I don't. No, he's still going to probably get attacked by the enemy because he's closest. He's the one with the cursed piece. I'm probably going to have him do the cannon. So him still being the one getting healed is fine. All right, we are going into round 4, which means we're cutting things pretty close. And now, okay, here we go, Wrath of the Oceans. But it says if there are 4 other Seekers cards revealed. So again, it does not apply here because there's only 4 revealed total, or 3 other. And Blue's doing closest again. Oh, sorry, Skeleton, you're not there. So yeah, he's just coming over here. And Krog now has an 8 defense. Did that guy really miss? I feel so bad about this. Okay, so he just does 3 damage to Krog. So he's down to 32. Okay, and how much damage we actually have to do to this guy? 19. All right. Or no, sorry, not 19, at least 14. All right, so let's have Mavra move 1, 2, 3 to give her one of these healing rums. And, okay, I'm not getting her bonus damage. Well, I'm going to do tentacles to put that guy at the back. Oh, I don't think that... Yeah, there's no way to turn that into a hit. So tentacles free damage is 4, but she doesn't do like the actual effect of pushing back his initiative, which you could modify with any of her bonuses, all that kind of stuff. Okay, next is Captain Krog. Let's have him sidestep to there to be in the even column to get hit by the cannon. And of course, he's taking the 4 damage, and then he's going to try to get it back with regeneration. Easily hits, so yes, goes right back. Yeah, without that combo of regeneration and all that, and the Indomitable Defender, I might have had to actually be passing the piece back and forth. Now, he's only doing 5 damage to the guy. It's a lot harder because he can't get his bonus +2 unless there's multiple enemies around him. All right, so they're set up for the cannon, so I need to do 5 more damage. Doro, is it possible for him to do so little damage? Only 5? Well, let's see. If I don't actually flank him, but go here to where they're next to each other, so flanking doesn't count, I would still get his +4 damage. And then if I did break armor, that would do 9 damage, which would be perfect. Okay, so let's go for that. So I'm going to use my move to go 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to attack. Now, I don't have the flanking bonus, so I could miss here. Nope, we're good. So yeah, that's 9. And then, target gains 1 exposed. Move the target 1. I mean, that's fine. We can just put him over here. Yeah, he's exposed. That doesn't matter. We can move him 1. Okay. Oh, now the dumb part is that, because I didn't have Captain Marine attack, I can't have her actually, do the healing bonus that she gets. But here, I'll have her use her healing rum, because her max is 30. She was, really, really hurt. Now, her max is 28, so she's only down 6. He's down 8. His max is 32. And Krog is only down 3. His max is 35. So this has actually been super successful. Otherwise, Marine's not doing anything else, and... Right? It's just him. Yeah, okay, so we can do 2x2 right here. Blah. Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't die. I just took 5 damage. So that would take us down to 27. But he's dead. That would be it for encounter 2, and I think I'm going to stop there just to keep this a little bit shorter. I always got a billion other things to record, but I will show you how the leveling up would go with us each getting 2 more coins. All right, so Marine would get another improvement. What have we got? Curse of Vengeance. Whenever you apply a token, a villain takes 3 damage. That'd be better if she's using Blessing of the Sea a lot with her protected things. So that's 3 free damage. That's pretty dang good. Shared Vitality. When you heal a hero, another one heals 2. That's probably the one. If your hit point is above 26, you don't take R damage from missed attacks. Nah, I think that would be a totally different build. So yeah, Shared Vitality seems friggin' great. And then I could put 2 coins. You can't do this one again. Battle Inspiration is +3 to the attack roll. When a villain dies, we would get 2 empowered tokens. So that's really +4 damage. And then this one would heal. I like the +4 damage. That seems pretty awesome. Okay, my other full character, Dora. We've got Gamble of the Seas. Ooh, I can tap and pay 1 hit point to reroll a die, although I feel like I've been hitting a lot. Critical Mastery. Critical hit is triggered with a roll of 15 or higher. That's pretty awesome. And then, yeah, if I pay 2 coins, a natural 1 is also a critical, which is freaking great. Or Fortification. +5 max hit points, +5. Oh, I just heal immediately. I like the Critical Mastery, because crits do +3 damage, although there are combos. I think I might have even drawn this other card. If you get a crit, you do +8 damage instead, so putting those together is crazy. And then what do I want to boost? +1 damage there, +1 damage there. This one's easier to get than that. Or rolling a 1 is a critical hit. I mean, it's a 1 in 20 chance. Yeah, I'm going to get the +1 extra damage whenever he's attacking somebody that somebody else is next to, because again, that's slightly easier to get than flanking. So yeah, that's +5 damage, +8 if he's flanking. So if he uses something like, Assassinate is crazy. This just kills somebody with 16 or less hit points. And yeah, we have not, by the way, unlocked our final ultimates. We'll have to finish encounter 3. But since we've gotten 4 coins, even if we fail the challenge in encounter 3, we would still get 1 and unlock it. So look at his Lethal Blade. This is, again, a one-time use for the encounter. So I got 2 squares of range. You get +4 to the attack roll, and you do 17 damage. Oh, this is pretty boring, actually. It's just awesome. But, wow, so if he got his bonus, it'd be 17, 20, 25 damage, one-shotting most enemies. Like that. All right, as for the basic characters, Captain Krog's now doing +2 damage in every attack. And, he gets +8 hit points and heals 8, and I think the other character does as well. Yes, like I said, they keep it pretty basic and easy to remember. So she's at 30, and Krog's at, 35 with a max of 43. They do have a flipped 40 side here, so he would be like up here at max. And just to show you what happens, in encounter 3, we've got these like poisonous tombs here, and anybody that starts their turn within range 1 of them takes 5 damage, so you're trying to like throw the enemies into them. And yeah, the challenge is to have enemies die by the tomb aura, not too different from the last ones we did. And then finally we get the boss fight, which is pretty epic. She's got her own crystal pieces, and she gets to do like free attacks on us every turn and like nasty stuff if she holds them. We can attack them and steal them from her, but then it's just like the one that Krog has where you're taking 4 damage every turn. So it's gonna kill you slowly as you go. Although she only has 40 life, so I feel like, with Captain Doro doing his 25 damage craziness, she probably wouldn't last that long. But yeah, that is a little look at Tanares Expeditions. What do I think of this one? I like a lot about it. This is just kind of my personal taste, but I tend to like quicker campaign games these days, just so I can actually get them to the table and not have to like kind of keep track of an entire group. So this one having, what could be finished like in maybe 2 hours of sitting down, kind of the structure of a quick series of encounters that use some of the same maps and enemies. I think this is great. I'm not entirely sure how long the entire campaign will be, but I get the feeling that it's probably going to be, 3 to 5 maybe. If it's way longer than that, then I take back everything I said about being a quick campaign, but it seems like it'll be pretty fast. The leveling up seems fun. Now, I will say I don't know the full scope of it yet. So you saw the fun leveling like within a scenario where you're getting these improvements. I think that's great. I think these comrade cards are a great solution when you want to keep things simpler, mainly because number 2 and number 4 are always the same. So you don't really need to worry about like 1 and 3. So it's not a lot to keep track of. Whereas I would think, if I was running all 4 characters with this, that might be a little bit more than I want to deal with. It's enough to just worry about like their different attacks and stuff. So yeah, the leveling seems cool. What I've not seen at all yet is whenever you beat a mission, like after these 4 encounters, you get to level up your attack cards and they become cooler. See, because these are only like level 1 basic cards. And these are already pretty interesting. That's actually what made me like want to cover the game first. The fact that the attacks are more than just like basic attacks. Because these days with things like, Tales from the Red Dragon Inn and Tidal Blades 2 and that kind of stuff out there, any dungeon crawler that just has you like move, roll a die, do damage, and no other effects, I find a little dull. So yeah, I think the combination of these improvements of your character powers that really reward careful positioning of your team and the idea of these leveling up, although again I don't know what those level ups will look like, I think it's all like really cool while keeping things quick. Now you are losing all of these. Again, this is sort of a roguelite style. How it works is you lose all of these after encounter, including the 5th one I would have gotten, but you get to keep the one of your choice. So going into the next encounter, I'll be able to start with, maybe I want that shared vitality one. That one's pretty awesome. But these decks are also getting leveled up and culled as you play through the campaign. So you're adding better cards and removing cards you don't like as much, which means, you'll go into the next scenario sort of leveled back down, but your attacks will be better. You'll be pulling in better improvements from the deck that you have like personally curated for that deck. So yeah, I think like all that seems pretty awesome. I like that a lot. Other stuff, I think the initiative system is pretty smooth. I like the C curse. Now, I think some people might be annoyed at the timer and how like you can just pretty much insta-die if you wait past 5 rounds, but they want to keep things moving. And you saw, besides like the C piece, there isn't necessarily a lot of time pressure. So if you could just like slow play it and like take out one enemy at a time over and over again, I think it would get dull. So I don't mind the time pressure, but some people might not like it. I think the enemies being like this way and then being boosted by the elite cards is really cool. And in the copy they sent, there were a crud ton of enemy different standees, like types of enemies, even though you only saw, 3 or 4 types of enemies in this playthrough. So it seems like there will be good variety. Some people aren't going to like the die luck. I mean, you do tend to hit more than you miss, unless you're the enemies, apparently, fighting against me. But I do like, I think this was in the original Tanares, which I never played. I like that even on a miss, you still get something. So, and often like the something is nearly as much damage. You're just missing out on the cool effects. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I think the C curses are interesting. The enemy AI is pretty straightforward. The rules are pretty straightforward. And at least in these first sets of scenarios, you saw that there are like cool things to do with terrain and messing with enemies and moving them in clever ways, which is what I generally want from a crawler to keep it tactically engaging. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I'd like it more every time I play it. And I'm excited to see exactly what the content will be, exactly how long a given campaign will be. I will say the narrative is doing nothing for me, but also they didn't send me whatever they're supposed to send or like whatever's supposed to be in the game book that kind of gives you the initial setup. So I don't even know what the heck's going on. I don't know why we we have this cursed piece. With that, maybe I would care more. But, like, it just seems like an excuse to get to the battles, which I'm fine with. I don't need every dungeon crawler to be narrative focused. But yeah, this one just seems kind of meh. Not really much going on. All right, that was Tanares Expedition. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you at the next stop. And a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Pedro Lucas, Steve Wren, Nick Skeen, Miles, and Wayne Scott. Thanks, y'all, and we'll see you at the next stop.